Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Spiecherstadt, I suppose, is a game by Stefan Feld from Z-Man Games. This is an older game that I actually bought twice. I bought it once, never got to play it. I'm like, I'm never going to play this, get rid of it, because it looks so boring and dry and ugly and light. And then it was on sale somewhere, so I said, yeah, I'll give it a fling. And I did. And I'm pleasantly surprised by it, but it's about what I expected. This is back when Euro games were kind of released with like one little trick of the trade, one little gimmick. And this is the bidding aspect of what you're doing. So as more people bid on something, the price of it gets more expensive. And as you decide not to buy it and you leave, it gets a little bit cheaper, which kind of mimics the real world in a lot of aspects, which is really neat. As you get that, you're going to be gaining contracts or firemen, or ways to turn goods into money. And then when a ship comes in, you will bid on the goods on the ship to hopefully fulfill those contracts and hopefully to be able to generate income. The money in this game is super tight. It's all about getting more money and when to kind of shift and get those victory points. Then you find yourself broke again. Or you'll go for something you really, really want, and then you're broke. And you're constantly broke because you only get one coin each turn unless you don't buy anything, then you get two. But usually it's going to take you 2 or 3 to kind of get something going. And those ships can get expensive because there's not a whole lot of them in the game. The game is very short, plays very quickly. It's not very difficult to teach this game, especially if you played any Euros. I'd say this is very light. It's a very fun game. It's missing a little bit of a spark to me that I'm looking for in a game like this. I don't think it's one I'm going to hold on to, but this is a very solid game. I think I'm going to hold on to it for just a little bit longer, but I could see this being purged online. For now, I suppose I'll keep it and kind of see how much play that it gets. The theme isn't helping it here. It's not something we're going to be drawing off the, grabbing off of the shelf. You know, well, I can't wait to play this. And, you know, it's another shipping game. And I think it's going to hurt this game long term for us. For us, it's a nice, light, fun game if you don't have a lot of time on your hands. And that bidding thing, I think, works better with more players. Although it can be very strategic with just 2. For my taste, it's a keeper, but just barely. So here's the box. You can see there's some goodies coming out and there's ships. It kind of shows you what the game is going to be about. It's a Stefan Feld game from Z-Man Games. You're going to look at the rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. And then you're going to get a board. The board has a little bit of a function, but it's mostly a scorekeeper type thing. You can see there's no kind of insert in here. You're going to have a nice bag, if not generic, and you're going to have cubes in here, which you'll be utilizing throughout the game. Cubes used to be all the rage. The coins are actually fairly nice. So you're going to have these big, chunky coins. There will be one metal coin in here, which will be your first player marker. But these coins are big, and they have a feel to them. They're not quite metal, but they're very nice. Actually, I might actually like these better than metal. They just feel kind of good. Each player is going to get a card and then 4 meeples in their color. That's pretty much all the components you're going to have. They're good. They're definitely a sign of their times. And then you're going to have a deck of cards. Now, the cards are going to have letters on the back of them, so you kind of know how to set them up. And then you'll shuffle each one of them with a fire at the end. The rulebook is very good, and when you can go through the rulebook, it's going to be organized very well. I don't think it's in full color, plenty of pictures, plenty of examples. I think you'll be able to pick up and play this game really quickly. Probably need 5 or 10 minutes to read through the book, and I think you'll breeze through it, and you won't be referring to it a lot while you're playing. What you're going to do is shuffle all the A's, put them on top of the B's, on top of the C's, on top of the D's, on top of the E's. And what you're going to do is you're going to put out a card based on the number of players that you're going to have. So you would do something like this, and then the players can bid. And basically how the bidding is going to go, you're going to have one of your guys up here as the scorer, and you're going to have 3 workers each round. And you can kind of put these out on top of any cards that you want, and you'll kind of take turns doing this. And you can, if you want to go there, that's fine. Maybe he wants to go there. Then this person will go here, and this person will go here. And then when everybody is kind of done bidding, sometimes you'll even bid on what you already bid on because you're hoping that you might get it cheaper. Everybody's going to start out the game with 3 coins, and you'll be able to utilize it from there. So what you're going to be doing is, if let's say it was set up like this. So if purple wanted to buy this card, it would cost 2 of their coins. Let's say he does not want to. He's like, yeah, it's a little too rich for my blood. Then black could spend 1 coin and buy that game because there's only one worker left there, and they would take the card in front of them. White here could spend 3 to buy the extra warehouse, but that might be too rich for his blood. Purple doesn't want to buy it for 2 because he knows on the next one he can buy it for just 1 card, and he will take the warehouse card and put that in front of him. And then black over here will be able to buy this for 4. You're going to count the number of people there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's too rich for his blood because he only has $2 left. White doesn't want to buy it, and then so now black can buy this for 2. He only has 1, so he can't purchase it. And white knows, because he started out the game with 3, he has 1 coin left, and he can buy the contract. Now, you don't fulfill the contracts right away. You just kind of stick them over in front of you. This one wasn't bid on at all, so it gets discarded out of the game. This will continue until you are done with the deck. Then you'll add up how many points you have, and you can go in the negative here, etc. So what the main gist of the game is going to be is when these ship cards come out. And when a ship card comes out to be bid on, you will simply draw from the bag, and you will draw 3 cubes, and you'll be bidding on just like the rest of the game. So the rest of the game you will have the cards out here. The only difference is that when you buy one of these ships, you kind of can discard the ship, and you can do something that you want to do with the cubes. So you might go over here and fulfill it and put it on your contract. Now, once you place it there, it's there, but if you fill up the card, you're going to get the victory points at the bottom. Sometimes you'll have cards like this, which if you give up a cube, you get a coin, and that's how you get an additional coin. The only other way to get a coin is at the end of the round, everybody's going to get 1 coin. And if you didn't get any cards, then you're going to get 2 coins. But you can give up a cube to go to the coin here. If you have the warehouse card, you can put cards on here. It's like a storage thing. At the end of the game, any cubes on here is worth 1 victory point each. Now, the only other caveat to the game is you're going to be collecting these fireman ones. And when a fire card comes out, which will look like this, you immediately see who has the most firemen, and they will get the victory points listed up here. And whoever has the least amount of firemen will get negative points for the fire. So you kind of want to prepare for those. So for the most part, you're going to be bidding on these contract cards, which will give you victory points, or these like trader cards that will give you coins. When the ships come out, you'll be utilizing the goods on the ship if you're able to win the bid to fulfill contracts or to sell off, or you can bid on the firemen in order to help you protect against the fires. Now, everybody's going to have a card like this, which is a market card. You can always store 1 item. If you get a ship and you can't place it somewhere, you'll lose it, but you can save 1. You can always give up 3 to get 1 of any color, as long as it's from the stock, or give up 2 for 1 coin. So it's always better to be able to use one of these trader cards if you can, because you only have to give up 1 cube for a coin, or if you use the trader market, you're going to have to give up 2. Whoever has the most points at the end of the game is the winner. Who should buy this game? Anybody looking for a light Euro game. If you like the bidding aspect or you like bidding in games, this will go up for you because it doesn't feel like you're constantly screwing over your neighbor. Although there is some of that. Even though you don't have the money and you don't have interest in buying something, you might just drive the price up because they're sitting on a boatload of cash. No pun intended. And you need to get that money down because money is so tight. If one person is able to generate a lot, that's a huge advantage in this game. So you're going to want a light filler. Families could play this, but I don't know if kids are going to want to play this like boring shipping themed game. I think there are other aspects of it out there, but it really comes down to whether you like that bidding mechanism or not. For us, it's a keeper, but just barely.